Good morning, Deborah Diablo here. I've come down today on a not so great Queensland day here to the Beenleigh Return Servicemen's League because they've got some pretty cool stuff down here that I wanted to check out. Firstly, you can see behind me there is the tail of an F111 which was in service with the RAAF until 2011. It was retired. It was first in service in the 1960s, I believe. I do have a video taken. This is a public car park here, so you will hear cars and people coming and going. I did a video at the RAAF Heritage Museum out at Amberley here in Queensland where they have an entire F111 which you can go around and check out, and I did a video on that with all the boring details there for you. But you can get a picture of how big the F111 actually was. I'm about 5'10", and this thing's towering over me. So when you stand next to the plane, it's intimidatingly large, but an awesome bit of kit. There is also a howitzer gun here, which has been used in many, many battles. Another super cool bit of kit. But what I'm actually really here to see today is this bad boy over here. It is the Leopard AS1 main battle tank. Now, this was first designed in the 1970s by Kraus Maffei for the West German Army. It came into service with the Australian Army in 1977, and it served for 30 years, being retired in 2007. They were stored for a while, and then they were distributed to, I think, 29 different RSL clubs around Australia, 6 in Queensland, this one here being at Beenleigh. I'm standing right in front of it now, and it's actually super intimidating when you see it. It's a big girl, big bad boy. Alright, so let's have a look. Let's start at the front here. The gun, the main gun, is an L7 105mm high velocity gun which could fire explosive or armour piercing rounds, and it carried 60 rounds. It also had 8 smoke mortars, and it had 2 machine guns, 7.62mm machine guns, one mounted coaxially and the other one could be mounted on the turret. There's a bit of information on the front here actually, which will tell you all sorts of things. I'll just get up a little bit closer. If you want to pause this to read this information, go right ahead. So its weight is 42 tonnes. Its length is about 9.5 metres, with the gun in the forward facing engaging position. I'll just move back a bit so you can see it in its length. It is about 3.5 or so metres wide, and its armour. It was designed by Kraus Maffei for the West German Army, and post World War II thinking was, rather than just have something super heavy, they would have thinner armour with speed and mobility being the key design features that were wanting. So the armour on the front is only about 70mm thick, I think, and it is high density, high hardened steel, and on the side it is about 30 degrees, the armour. The turret is an all welded construction, double armoured for extra protection. And I believe in Australia we also had some insulation installed as a modification here, because temperatures inside the tank could get to 50 degrees plus. I'm sorry, I'm shaking this camera a little bit, I do apologise. And so it also provided a little bit of protection against thermal imaging as well. So there's the smoke mortars on the side. And you can see plenty of videos on YouTube of the smoke mortars. It's a bit of, now you see me, now you don't. Gone. The tracks. standard torsion bar suspension. There are 7 road wheels and 4 track rollers, which we cannot see. They're hidden by the skirt, of course, to protect the track. Infrared, just raise it up. So there's infrared vision for the driver, who sat on the right side of the turret. Crew of 4. The commander on the right side, who had a panoramic view. Also laser finders. Operator on the left side. Driver. Just going to walk around it so we can see. You can see the deck at the back is slightly raised. The engine is housed in the back. It is an MB838 multi-fueled V10 engine, and it had a range of about 500 kilometres. Its top speed in forward was about 60 kilometres an hour, in reverse about 24 kilometres an hour, and it had absolutely excellent ground clearance capabilities. It saw service in a number of different armies, Danish, Canadian. The Danes used it in 1994 in Kosovo. It was also used in Afghanistan by Canada, Denmark, and somewhere else, I can't remember. And it was used in 1999 in Kosovo by the German army. I love how it's continuing the tradition of German tanks being named after big cats. So this is a Leopard. Of course we've got the Tiger, and of course we've got the Panther, which is my personal favourite tank. Tow ropes. There was also a searchlight which could be mounted as well. It's absolutely awesome standing next to it. It's huge. A little bit of wear and tear on it. It only saw active service with the Australian Army 1999 in Timor, and I don't think it actually even made landfall. It was loaded and unloaded quite quickly. Timor being an island country to the north of Australia. You can see the laser infrared vision there. The sights for the driver inside there. Ammo boxes on the side. So love to get in it. You can see the rotating turret up the top there, which allowed the driver to have panoramic 360-degree view. It came to Australia in the standard West German dark green colours, which was highly reflective here in Australia, which is a sunny desert-like country. So they needed to get some special paint, which took quite a while to supply, but it also offered some thermal imaging protection of that as well. And as you can see, it is painted in the drab Australian olive green camo. I'll just get down here a bit closer and have a look at these wheels and tracks. Look at the size of that, my goodness me. And under here you can see the track rollers covered in rubber, just slowly disintegrating. What else can I tell you about this thing? Not actually sure if the Australian Army has as its tank now. But as I said, this retired in 2011, went into storage, and a few of them were distributed to RSL countries, RSL clubs rather, around the country. Let's see if this has got anything on it that I haven't mentioned to you. Gun clearance, smoke discharges, 4 on each side. And it's awesome. What an awesome bit of kit. I almost wasn't going to come today because the weather today in Brisbane is really quite appalling. Raining, biblical winds. But I decided to come anyway, and the sun has broken out for me. So thank you. I'm glad I came. Fantastic. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed yourself having a quick look around this tank with me. I'm going to stay here and look at it for just that little bit longer. And I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.